Hello all and welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. My name as always is Mr. Harlan Guthrie and we are here tonight once again with my very best friend Mr. Justin Thomas James.
Hi.
And we wouldn't be here without my other very, very best friend, Ms. Joe Fallak. And of course, my other very, very best friend, Mr. James Schwartz.
What's up, nerds?
And of course, real-life best friend, Mr. Chris Viseau. And we are back tonight with Threshold Chapter 6.
Wolf Initiative.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another episode of Threshold, where we stand on the cusp of what lieth beforeth, and we drinketh our cuppeth, and let it filleth and overfloweth, and whatteth not. How's everyone doing tonight?
Peachy keen.
I'm
Peachy
solid. It's good until you
Solid.
said cusp. I hate that word.
2 thumbs up.
Two
Cusp.
thumbs up.
Cusp.
Like custard.
Custard.
I am enjoying a Pilsner tonight. A Chronicle
Cheers.
classic. Cheers, my love. I'm showcasing this artwork, however, because this is Rob Donaldson,
Oh, is it?
our boy,
Should have known.
who has just been there for us through thick and thin.
Drinking my
Have you
favorite
seen...
Lon Lon
what's
milkshake IPA.
Long.
It's my favorite beer at Chronicle. It's so good. Next time,
If I
we should
manage
play
to
the
get
game
up
night.
there to Canada next year,
Which you will be,
want
I
it.
hope.
I want it.
We're sending out the save the dates in the
We're
next
sending the
couple
save the
days.
dates.
So
Sweet.
James is invited
your
to the
email.
wedding, so hopefully he comes.
You know that the short
If
form
the finances
for Save the
align.
Date,
That's fair.
the short form for Save the Date is STD.
That's true. We're sending
Is that
out our
where that-
STDs.
we're sending you all an STD.
That's why they changed it to
Wonderful.
STI, so that you didn't have to.
Guess what I got in my
The
mailbox
wedding
this
industry.
morning?
An STD.
Syphilis.
You're like, oh yeah, are they getting married? You're like, what? No, gonorrhea. Only because someone said we're turning into Nintendo. so
Jeff
I
said
decided
it.
to play that.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey,
Hey,
Hefe.
Michael and Brianna.
Also,
Hey,
Hey.
Liz.
King Monkey Butt 1.
King
Oh,
Monkey
that's-
Butt has
Yeah.
been around for a
Yeah,
little
they're
while.
very
I've been tuning
positive.
into Threshold, and I'm really enjoying their commentary on YouTube. So,
We're
King
enjoying.
Monkey Butt.
Don't stop
Heart.
doing everything you're
Butt.
doing.
King Monkey Butt, tell Tim we think he's great. Because I do.
Tim Monkey Butt.
Tim is friends with King Monkey
What
Butt.
are you doing, Justin?
Is he?
He's doing
heart.
the cute little heart. The cute little kawaii heart that's like super.
Oh.
Does he
I thought
Tim-
you guys
Tim?
are trying to snap, and you just
Tim.
you too scared to do it.
I have a fun fact. I have a talent. I have a talent to demonstrate.
Let's hear it. Do it.
I can snap twice with one hand. Like in a
Wait
row.
for it. Hold on. Wow.
Yeah.
I can barely snap one time. So,
Wait.
all right, that's what this show is now.
Yep.
Boys
Look at that.
try to
Here we
snap
are,
good.
2 hours. 2 hours of
Hey,
just
hold on. I
that.
got it. Listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's not as snappy as
Okay, hold on. I can do
James
better
is.
though. That's the first time I've done it. So
This is
That's
a
two,
show. This is a
right?
show.
You got it figured out. Way to put my talent to shame. Thank you, Harlan.
James is
welcome
like,
to Invictus, where I put your talent to shame.
Check out my cool new talent. Oh yeah, I can do that. Watch.
let me learn how to do that in 4 seconds.
That's the epitome of first try. Like you just schooled me hard.
Oh, it's so
I was
good.
faking it. Joe was snapping the second one.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
me.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, Jeff said "Don't Walk in Winterwood 2, October 2021, or Riot." I'd be totally down to do
That's
another.
a fucking great
Who
idea,
played the
Jeff.
first one?
I was in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really liked it.
Justin, Chris, did you guys do "Don't"?
Is
Walk
that the
in
one with the
Winterwood?
deer?
Ooh.
No, that was October Law. That was a good game. Wait,
Yeah.
that was the one with the hunter, right?
Yeah. The
really
creepy
like
deer
that
at the
game.
beginning. That one was
really
creepy.
No, "Don't Walk in Winterwood" was like the 1800s one, and you guys just—I think it was like a bit of a collaborative storytelling where everyone takes a scene, and
Yeah.
I had some Blair Witch sort of effigy stuff hanging, and
I
It was
think I was
very
in that one.
freeform storytelling.
I'd love to do another one of those for October. I'd love to do lots of spooky stuff in October.
Why don't we do Spooky October?
Sounds
Should we do
awesome.
Spooktober? Every stream is a spooky stream. Like
Even
something
Threshold
spooky.
is gonna have to be like
Even Threshold gets
everything
skewed
is
horror.
a vampire.
Sorry, do that again. What was that?
I guess
Everything is a vampire.
It's like campy, like super campy, like yeah.
What was it that
That's
we
so
played where it was like a movie? Do you guys remember that?
Was it-
Yeah.
I remember when Irish Eyes were dying.
That was
Yes!
you, me,
Yeah.
and
Alex.
Alex, right?
That was
Yeah.
really
Good
fun.
ass game.
That was one of my favorites
That-
that we've done in the last.
That's something
while.
we should do, but let's.
It was like
Halloween
it was a
and-
bad movie. So
Yes.
like the joke was like constantly out of sync, like being
Yeah.
like, "What do you mean, Martha? I'm not going in there," and like changing actors. And Alex did really well in
He
that.
did
I
a great
remember, and he's
That
like,
was wonderful.
he's like, all of a sudden my actor is like disheveled and like 2 years older because they had to reshoot certain scenes. And like as we're playing it, yeah, let's do
No,
another.
we should do a B horror film.
Yeah.
Sometime in October for that.
Okay. October is
Brewing
gonna be-
Sierras.
We do a Don't Walk in Winter Woods.
Do you see this?
100%.
What Michael and Brianna are saying? Scooby-Doo 2.
Okay, well, hold on. So we got to do a Don't Walk in Winter Woods 2. We got to do a bad B movie. Those two are musts. I'm totally down to do a Scooby-Doo. And then if Threshold's on, we'll throw a spooky Threshold in there. What do we think?
If Chris is down.
If Chris is down.
I'm totally down.
Could also do like just a standard straight up Call of Cthulhu.
Or we could just do a horror. We could also throw in more streams, too, because we've got 24-hour live stream in there.
So
too.
true. Which brings us around to talk about it, right?
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about stuff,
We're
probably.
gonna talk about that stuff.
November 6th. Yeah, Saturday, November 6th. 24 hours. 24 hours. Live stream. We're doing the hot ones.
So don't tempt me with that or anything, but I can totally get work off if you need me.
Ooh, I like that.
Of course we do.
What about your
Yeah.
dedication, Chris? You told me you were working,
mean-
but
James just told
Thanks,
us that he
James.
could take work off, so
James just said you would cancel it for us.
James, you want to be the green member of Invictus?
No, but you said
That's
that
me.
you're
I'm
getting off
next
work at
in line.
9,
I'm next in
right,
line.
Chris? So you're still joining us for hot ones.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there for hot ones.
I mean,
I
Should we do
crave
it in
it. I
person?
crave hot wings. Like I'm craving the heat.
I don't know. I'm thinking in person. We might end up doing remote. I don't really know. But regardless, we're definitely doing hot ones. We're definitely doing the 10 lineup this year. Right, Justin?
boy's just eating chips over here.
Oh, I hear it too. I want them.
We'll take that as a yes. And I'm thinking, I almost want everyone to do the chip too this year.
Hungry boy. Yeah, all right.
On the
I'll eat some of
phone.
that dumb chip.
No, you won't.
Yeah. You said everyone and then you said not me?
Oh, I can't. I don't
fuck is
actually
your
want
problem?
because I worry
So
about you.
rude.
I want us.
Yeah, we'll do hot ones.
I want these guys. Oh, thanks, Justin. I want these guys to suffer. You, I care about though.
So good.
It's really bad. But yeah, so we're gonna do hot ones
Yeah,
this
no
year.
problem.
24. Cool. Thanks, Justin. thanks, bro. Thanks for the delay. Hot ones, 24 hour. We're also gonna be playing a plethora of video games. We're gonna be playing some really exciting ones. Battlefield 2043.
Yeah, man.
That just got delayed by a month.
is not what we're gonna be playing.
Just
Wow,
came
did
across
it
an
really?
article for that one. Yeah. Like just
Oh,
it got
crumbs.
delayed.
I didn't know that. Wow.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm
Michael
keep
and Brianna
interrupting
want
and dropping
Henry
all
to eat
these
the chip.
hot ones.
But
Oh,
Henry
God.
does not eat the chip. You guys shut up.
Well, for initiative,
He's just,
how's your day, Gotham?
he would die. His little heart would pop.
He would cry.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
No, but he would cry with sad.
We're gonna play Back for Blood. We're gonna be playing some single player games, I think.
That's a fun game.
Yeah.
We're gonna play
we're
some
excited to play
RPGs.
some more of
That was good.
We're gonna do some RPGs.
Yeah. And it's 4
Anyway,
players.
We're gonna
by the
watch
way.
Chris do his hair
We're gonna
for
watch Chris do his-
hours.
Okay, new episode of Severed Fate today.
Chris
Oh no, because it
brushing
was
and
2 weeks off.
braiding
So
his hair.
regular Dimension.
Severed fate today.
Oh,
Got
that's
it.
what I thought. Okay. New episode of Dimension Door Severed Fate today. Make sure you check it out. DimensionDoorPodcast.com.
Check it out.
New episode of Dice Shame tomorrow. I have not posted it
101.
yet. Don't let me forget.
It won't. It's a really good one. Justin did a great job with the After Effects. There's a
episode-
couple of very good speeches in there.
It's episode 101.
Mm-hmm.
So we are.
Dalmatians.
I was gonna say this close, but we're not.
I
close to
give
anything. We're
Rob
past it.
inspiration. Who knows
once.
for what?
Ooh.
You'll have to listen.
time.
Look
Now,
and
now,
listen.
do you give Rob inspiration or do you give Jack? That's the question.
They're the same person. Let's
So
be
this-
real.
he literally mistakes it himself this episode.
That's
He's
amazing.
like, so Rob goes, Jack.
Yeah.
It's great.
We're almost at 100,000 downloads for Dice Shame as
Justin's
well.
like
So go download the episode twice.
Fully dropping food all over himself.
And also
I am
malevolent.ca. Malevolent is also at 100,000 downloads as well. So go check out that.
Yeah, man.
I have a bet. I don't have a bet, but I'm wondering which one gets to 100,000 downloads first, because
I'll take that
Dice
bet.
Shame is like creeping up slowly, and Malevolent's like, like it's like just.
Threshold is going to have a come from behind win that no one expected. That's what's going to happen.
That's right. Well, did we hit 1 million views?
Oh, I don't know. Probably right
Let's look.
on this channel.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Let's find out, right? Did we hit?
Oh, it's got a delay because I was. Oh well, it's gonna.
Everyone
take
wants to
longer
hear me
'cause
twice.
it's-
Dabba dooba dabba
No,
dooba
we
dabba.
didn't. You know what we're at?
99,999.
999,000.
Pretty damn close, actually. We are at officially
Whoa.
999,500.
Well, we're gonna get it with this video.
Yeah, right. 500
500
views for this shit. We're just sitting here talking.
Justin, you've been eating chips for 20 minutes.
I still have some left. Don't worry.
What kind of chips are they? You know what they look like? They look like
Oh,
those
they're the
Korean.
best.
They're like
they look like the
Doritos,
Korean,
man.
like folded
No,
chips.
no, they're the
Oh, they're good.
Ah.
What?
backyard barbecue.
Ooh.
Those are
No,
the best.
see,
They're the best.
I'm not all about a barbecue.
Oh, I'm all about it.
Okay, boys, before we get
Yeah.
into the good stuff here, before we get into the game,
This
I
is
want
the
to
good
ask
stuff.
everyone a question. I
Ask
mean,
everyone a question.
It gets downhill once they start
I'm ready.
playing.
this is shut up. This is not what is your favorite chip. It's if you were a chip, what kind of chip would you be?
Oh man,
Yeah, right?
I'd be that spicy hot ones chip that
No,
burns your
you
mouth.
wouldn't.
Because I'm sexy.
I know you are, but it's not. That
No,
chip's not sexy.
What kind of chip would I be?
What kind of chip would you be?
I'm a salt and vinegar chip. Because I'm salty and I'm sour.
I can get behind that.
I'd be like the Doritos roulette, but instead of a spicy one, I'd be like an Old Bay chip halfway through.
Oh no!
Is Chris?
No,
Gonna
you'd be a wood
it's
chip
boring.
halfway
It's like
through.
a wood chip, and then a poker chip.
Like,
this isn't even
salt.
food.
You'd be like,
chip.
this is made of wood? Okay, I like that.
I don't know. Would you? I mean, how do you? I don't know. I want to be a chips, certain types of chips, but I don't know what I would be.
I think I'm gonna be. I think I'm gonna be
He aspires to be certain chips.
a regular, just regular, straight up fucking chip.
Yeah.
But I got ruffles. So I'm like a normal person,
No, I'm
but I got a
Original-
little.
original ruffles.
No, see, I don't think you can self-define what kind of chip you are, because, like,
You
to
disagree
me,
with my chip?
I do. I think you would be a heavily salted, olive oil based, plain kettle chip. Like you'd be a really salty, delicious olive oil. It'd be like
The wedding's
made
off.
with olive oil for some reason.
Olive oil, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, olive oil. That's right.
Like Popeye.
I don't know why. Why olive oil?
I don't know, because you
'Cause
get
I'm
like your
slick?
skin has a hue of
I
like
do have kind of a brown.
you have like a sort of a green.
You're
green
oily, Joe. He's trying to tell you you're oily.
You got gangrene oil. I don't know.
It's because of the jaundice.
No, Chris would be Ruffles because look at his hair.
He
Ruffly.
would be
He's got the waves.
He'd be just like me, but a little ruffly.
Yeah. James.
James, what's your
James
your
would be
chip?
popcorn.
What's to do with this?
I
don't know what to do
think
with it.
I would be like a cheddar sun chip. because
Oh, I could see that.
That's
pretty-
good. You can self-define.
I'm a
That's
that.
right,
pretty
you can
cheesy
self-
guy. And
Got it!
Yeah.
I
Got
think
it
I-
in one.
I think I want to be a
incredible.
Dorito, but Doritos
And
are
he's
too
so
cool.
he's so
Yeah,
wholesome
yeah,
though
mainstream.
that he's
Yeah.
whole grain, right?
Yeah.
And he's marketed as
I
good for
agree.
you, but he's got a
Yeah.
little cheese on top.
Yeah.
And just like sun chips, if you leave me in a dumpster for a couple months, I'm gonna decompose just like their bags.
Slowly
I
though.
don't know what that's
Yeah. Do they do
supposed to
that?
mean, but
I didn't know
I thought
that.
you were
That's
gonna
scientific.
support
They-
you
They
fully.
use
What's
Justin?
biodegradable
I feel like
plastics.
there's a big. We can't touch a lot of chips with Justin just for sake of him doing it himself. I think
Tell
you
us all
what kind of
about
chip
you,
are.
Justin.
Pringles, just all kinds of Pringles. All
Because once you pop,
all the Pringles.
can't stop.
Is it also because it's in a very tall can?
That's the main reason. Yeah.
And because
And
you can't
each
get your whole
reward-
hand inside you?
I can't get my.
Has
whole hand
anyone
inside.
ever gotten their whole hand inside of you?
Not yet.
Since we're going that route, the reason I was cracking up earlier is because I was like, all right, what kind of chip am I? And my mind was filthy immediately. I'm like, oh yeah, bugles. Because I'm
Why is that
salty,
filthy?
I'm cool, and I really like to get fingered.
Oh,
Bugle fingers.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
good.
yeah, thank you. It was a good joke.
I might be a dill pickle chip. I'm
Pork
coming
rind.
back around.
I still think you love salt. I think you're plain and super salty.
I'm not a plain person.
No, but you're not plain. A salty chip in itself is full flavor.
Yeah, I guess.
I think I'd be a pretzel, to be honest. I'd be like
Cheeto chip.
I'd be a pretzel in the munchies, you know. Whereas like I belong there. Some people really don't like me, and some people are like, well,
And you're my
There's
favorite.
like a few people. There's like a few
The
people.
Cheeto
who like
piece.
a few people really like me. Most people don't like me.
I dig through the whole bowl just to
kinda.
get to you.
and my saltiness
few
comes
people
in
kinda
big,
like you.
hard chunks when you eat me.
I think I'd be like one of those vegetable chips because it's like you want to have fun, but you
Oh, I
never
like
do because
that.
you're too busy like worrying about health things and
Oh
shit.
no!
Gets in the way
So you're
of
like a
actually
non-tasty vegetable
Yeah,
chip.
it's
you're
like-
like an
it's
apple
vegetable
chip. Or
chip.
something.
Is this
The
even
most
enjoyable?
indulgent chips.
Am I gonna? I guess this is fun. Oh, that's me. That's me.
Yeah, when someone puts a
like
bowl
it.
of you out, you're kind of like,
Oh
Chris.
man.
But he's
Chris.
really yeah.
But we'll eat it because it's still chips.
That's
but people
right.
pay a ton of money for it because they feel like they should.
Yeah,
They
that's right.
feel
And you're
like-
worth
they feel
more
like
than
it should be
everyone.
Also,
good.
you're
Never
really
quite.
dehydrated. That's why you're drinking water.
That's true.
Yeah.
Technically.
That's great.
Hey guys, I have a game. You want to play it?
I'm a
Yeah,
po-
let's play it.
I'm a
Ladies
po-
and gentlemen, that's
yeah,
it for a chip intro. Let's
It's
play.
life related.
I'm sorry, guys.
It was a good question. You should have saved that for dice shit. That's
I
what we do
know.
on
I'm
dice
so
shit.
stupid.
Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado,
Last game, our heroes journeyed into the earth after meeting some strange ant creatures, being sent on a journey to find vessels that could carry the water that seems to sustain and be able to allow them to heal the forest, now destroyed by these powerful beings we now know as archetypes. And as they were trying to climb down, they slipped on the slick earth that has been worn down by time. And they now find themselves deep in the earth in what's been described as a place that the elves had kept and now is controlled by Algora and Agra, who had now been storing things deep in the earth. And they're now sent to find some vessels to carry water. So they're kind of on this dungeon crawl. Last game, you guys did a few things. You defeated some, we'll say defeated, so we're going to award some experience points for the ape-like creatures who you put to sleep as opposed to fighting them. You put them to sleep. Some actually fell to their death, unfortunately. But we'll still consider that a win. So you guys each get one experience point there.
Nice.
You're in a new area. I'm going to say two new areas because you went through the forest and you met the Ents, and now you're in, I guess, like a dungeony type ruin underneath the forest. So you're going to get 2 experience points there. Harlan, for sure, as you do every game, you used your talent, or not your talent, your
Pride.
your pride. Is
So
anybody else?
Pride.
Good pride boy.
Good pride boy. So you get a point there. Did anyone else use their pride?
I think I chose a bad pride because
What
I've
was
never
it?
used mine. I chose demons instinctively fear me as my
You know
pride.
what? Maybe we can use that right now.
Oh, I hope so.
We'll see. Did you use yours, Wharton?
No, I didn't. I've been having such a hard time, and I've been like staring at it, and I just
What is it?
so I came up with it today because I'm a bad person and I didn't make my character sheet. And I didn't fill everything out all
Only
the way.
game 6. Yeah, whatever.
I know. I
Like
keep
3
reading
months
over
in.
and I'm like, yeah, I'll come up.
Why
with
haven't
one
you
next
used your
week.
pride? Why haven't you used your pride? Because it doesn't exist.
No, I don't have one.
Pride-
no,
what?
So the pride I came up with is I will do anything for family.
Oh,
Oh, I like that.
interesting. Jericho, did you use your pride?
No, mine
What is it?
is commanding presence on the battlefield.
Ooh. Again, maybe it'll turn up. Maybe you can use it today. As far as treasure, you did find a poem, which was the Jabberwock.
Yeah.
Now, you know that metagame. In-game, it just seems all jumbled up. But, you're absolutely right. It is the Jabberwock. And now you are exploring these tunnels. And you're exploring it, trying to find these vessels again to try to say thank you to the ants for saving your friend Jericho, whose leg was infected and going to take over his body, but you managed to get him in time to someone who could heal him. And now Jericho, you are kind of a bionic type, human, right? You have this leg it's both a curse and beneficial. It gives you extra strength, but you need to make sure that you're taking care of it in order to have those benefits.
Right.
As you guys walk down the halls, they are quite beautifully done. The masonry is, pristine. We described it last time that not even, a piece of paper could slip between the stones, that, rivaling the work of dwarves easily. Beautiful work here. And you can see some faded artwork on the walls. So that's how you can differentiate it. Stone is not the key feature here. Clearly the artwork that lined the walls was what was so beautiful at one time, now faded. As you walk through the tunnels, you come across a two-way passage. You can go east or west in this passage. Which way are you guys going to go?
So just to reiterate, we're looking for how many vessels, was it?
They didn't specify. They just said that there were vessels that they used to use to bring this. They can carry the water. It's not able to leave the spring. They submerged Jericho in the spring, and it healed him, and it allowed them to do this. Like, if this surgery was done outside of the water, for sure he would die. But this spring, which seems to be a magical healing ability, is there. The forest all around is decimated. So the thinking is that if they can get these vessels that can transport the water, they'll be able to re-heal the forest. So you don't know, it's multiple is what they seem to say, but
Cool.
they'd be happy to get one, I think.
Okay.
Right.
So you have 2 ways to go. They both, as far as the masonry is concerned, and the appearance of the walls, they seemed equal.
And the art that's on the walls, it's still in a condition that is allows it to be discernible, or is it kind of rotted away to the point where we can't see like clear images?
Could you do a roll for me? Can you do
Let's see.
I think you would do probably a scouting roll would work for me.
Great. Here we go. I got 1-6.
What you discern is that the forest was at one time inhabited by these elves long ago, and it looks like, and it has faded quite a bit, that the ants and the elves work together, and this place was stored, for banquets and other ceremonies down in the earth, but it wasn't something that was lived in. It was kind of like a special ceremonial type location.
Okay. And there's no differentiation between the art on in either direction, right?
With your success, you do hear a faint sound coming from the west. It sounds deep and guttural.
Listen. Do you hear that?
Yes, it sounds deep and guttural.
And it's animalistic, and it sounds a little bit pained.
Yes, it sounds like some kind of animal might be in pain.
Be careful. There's likely a beast, a foul kind.
I feel like that tugs at Theodora's heartstrings a little bit. She wants to know, if there's something in need of help. She wants to help it, right? So,
And you do get that instinct. You feel that the sound that's coming from this animal is not an animal who's raging or anything, but it's one who's kind of crying out in distress.
Well, let's go. Something's down here all by itself in the darkness.
Yes, but maybe Jericho can take the lead. I mean, you are the strongest by
How
far.
are you feeling, Jericho?
I do feel better.
Or Wharton. I
Morton,
don't care who.
side by side.
Yes, that
Just
sounds
not
good.
me and Theodora.
And
So-
Jericho hefts his axe and begins making it down the dark westerly tunnel.
Are you doing this to be quiet? Are you going?
Yeah, let's be sneaky.
Yes, let's be
Yeah,
stealthy.
yeah,
Let's
naturally.
sneak it up.
Okay. Can you roll a move to try to be stealthy?
All of us or just him?
Let's roll the move.
Let's do this. Let's actually, the rules apply. That's the weakest person in this situation.
Oh, no.
Actually depicts, unless only Jericho goes. But if you go in as a team, it's the person who is the least stealthy that defines how stealthy you move as a group.
I have a stealth of 1.
Well, I think you win.
I think that's I would say that's you then, Harlan.
I have a stealth of 0. But
Oh, really?
Ow.
yeah, agility.
Yeah.
But I can do I've got 3 agility, I don't know.
Yeah, same. I mean to say I have 1 in my stealth category.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, I have nothing in
I
myself,
I
but
would
my
roll
agility
4
is
die.
fine.
Oh,
I would roll
so I'm better
3.
than all of you.
I am injured in my agility. I only rolled 2 die for stealth.
And you guys are like, Warren, you did rest a couple times on this journey. You rested right when you first arrived in the mine for that one night, but that wasn't a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
You slept rough. And you slept again after meeting the Raven priest, right? You guys rested together and he was gone in the morning. So, but you've gone through quite a tumultuous last day, a few hours. So yeah.
Well, you know
You're
what?
hurting.
Maybe we should rest, boys and girl. Maybe we should take a little camp down here.
No. Finnegan, how can we rest when we hear a creature in trouble?
Well, look, it might not be a creature in trouble. And additionally, Jericho here just lost his leg and he needs time to recuperate. Wharton here is only half his strength, or at least minus. Perhaps taking some time to also mechanically level up would be beneficial for all of us.
I hear what you're saying, but I can't possibly.
All right, then.
It could be if this thing is dangerous that it'll come and attack us while we rest.
Okay.
Thank you, Jericho. Thank you.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I said sure.
Okay, let's have I guess it's Jericho's the weakest, or was it Wharton's the weakest in this
Me,
situation?
yeah.
Wharton, can you give us a roll for?
Absolutely. I'm gonna
Can I assist him?
wish hard and
No, I don't think you can in this one.
roll on my 2 metal dice.
Don't step on those pogs.
It's been 2 weeks since I've
Wharton.
played. What's 6s are successes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to take a second to remember.
I got 0.
Okay.
Oh no.
So as you're
Push it.
walking, why is that? What happens, Warren, as you guys are going down the hallway? Something
Yeah.
reverberates down the hall.
So as we're going down the hall, since falling down that ladder, Wharton messed up his ankle pretty bad. So he's kind of walking and he steps just a little bit funny and he ends up kind of tripping a little bit forward and he drops his hammer and it clatters to the ground.
You guys are, Warren, where are you in the order? Are you first? last?
I'm up front, side by side with Jericho.
Yeah. As a group, you decide to go stealthy, and you see Warren stumble a bit. You guys all catch your breath, and his hammer falls, and clattering sound. It echoes off these stone walls, and you can hear it go down a far distance down this hallway. And you hear the groaning of the animal that you're now kind of tuned into stop for a bit.
I think Finnegan turns around and starts like going backwards. I think that's enough. Let's leave this place. I think we've done enough for today. And he starts to try to leave.
Theodora catches your hands up in hers. No, Finnegan, please. We need everyone all together, right?
But I'm no use compared to Wharton or Jericho.
Don't be silly. Of course you are. Let's stay together.
All right. And I'll reach into my bag and pull out a little dagger.
Cool. And you have I guess you have a lantern or a torch or something, right? To like.
Oh, I have the most lanterny lantern of all.
so much like, yeah. It's like just strapped to every part of you. Just a glowing orb.
I am an entire lantern.
As you're walking down the hall, you do hear the moaning start low. Let me out. says, it speaks, and you can understand, but it goes back to this kind of mixture of this guttural sounds and half moans. Let me out. As you get closer, it's the animalistic again, though. It's not a human. It's something else. You get further down the hall, and it wraps around, and there's only one direction, and you come to a door, and the door is robust. It's wood with iron, I guess, hinges and iron strapping across, clearly reinforced. A heavy, substantial door. Not from the time period that the rest of everything is, because everything else that you've seen has deteriorated over the years. Jericho, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I continue down the hallway carefully with my axe drawn and try to get closer to this creature.
So the sound is coming from behind the door?
Yes. And it does get louder as you get closer.
To it. I'll kind of be like, hello? We don't mean you any harm.
Then let me out.
Maybe, and I'll sort of push my way between Jericho and Wharton just to talk, and I'll like put a hand on Jericho, and Wharton be like, well, let's see. Are you a monster?
I don't think I'm a monster.
Are you? Do you eat people?
Yes.
Yes. Well, that's what we would call, more or less, a monster. But if you're not an evil monster, perhaps we can still do business.
Would you let me out? And it's kind of like has this like weird coffee noise. It's like a deep sound, very almost sickly sounding, but at the same time natural. Like it's almost like a version of its own call. How we describe Gollum, and we're like, oh, that's Gollum. Yeah, it's like become part of his speech, and he does it intermixed with this broken language that he's using to communicate.
Can I roll insight on the sound of that? Whether whether I can sort of tell what's going on, if it's like sick or trying to mimic something, or what kind of creature it might be.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I get to roll 6 dice. 2 6s and no 1s.
Yeah, there is a certain element of it that has almost a bird-like quality to it. So I mean, it's like there's almost like a pitch that comes through as it's speaking. So it's almost whistly. There's a whistle tone underneath as well. You also hear the clanging of chains as there's some sort of ruffling going on in the room.
Are you chained up?
Yes, please let me out.
And she turns to her companions and says, well, if it's chained up, then there can't be any harm in just opening the door and seeing.
That's not in time.
Oh.
And I go back to my place. No. Uh-oh.
So I say...
Okay, are we back?
Yeah, we're back now.
There's no harm in opening the door, surely, right? If the creature's chained.
And Jericho says, yes, there is, but I understand. And he'll hang back. He'll go back into his position.
Yeah, Jericho steps towards the door and says, if it tries to break free without our consent, you know what to do, Wharton.
Yes, of course.
We all nod at each other.
Get consent.
Nods.
Right.
Nodding.
And Jericho turns the door handle.
Yeah, but it is latched from the outside. It appears to be not locked, but it has a bolt. So you can unbolt a big heavy bolt and open the door.
Oh, yeah. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Jericho opens the door, and the first thing that I guess catches your interest is the size of this creature. The voice is booming and loud, but much smaller creatures on the other side here. We stand probably 3.5 feet tall, but it is a bird-like creature, and inside you see the back of this creature hunched over what looks to be some scraps of meat and things, and it's It almost looks like a cloak, the way that the feathers are hanging down. And as the door opens, it kind of hobbles, the same way like a vulture turns or like hops around. It does that. And then its head rotates the same way that an owl's would. And it's the most disconcerting feeling when you see the creature, because it's almost humanistic in the way that it has, the mouth is not a beak. It's this big, wide, grinning mouth with these sharp teeth, clearly meant to eat and tear flesh. The eyes are big like an owl's eye, and the way its head turns around goes way more than 180 degrees to face you.
Spooky.
It's
you are
chained
what
there.
we would call a monster, Finnegan says.
It hops around and lifts a leg up, a talon, and it is chained. And dangles it, kind of like, let me out.
Oh,
I don't think we're going to let you out just yet.
how did you come to be chained up down here?
I'm not the only one. No. And
You're not the only one chained up down here.
And he divulges. He goes in. He talks a little bit in the broken language that he's communicating through. You can hear Agar mentioned and Algora, and what you can suss out is this creature is captured here. And he goes on, and the creature goes on and explains and introduces himself as a Jub bird.
Jub bird.
So why exactly were you captured here?
I think it has something to do with our nature.
What is your nature, friend?
We are not from here. As you are not from here, and the eyes pierce at you and look deeply into you, and a knowing in the eyes imply that there's some wisdom here to this creature, even though the language is broken. I was taken from my home along with another.
Who's the other?
You will meet him. He's in another room. Here. Please let me go. And it is a creature who seems to be in pain, and he's trying his best to communicate to you, but he seems feeble. I was brought here against my will and captured. They've tested things on me. You see wounds and cuts all over this creature. And then you go, and Agar, Algora, they keep me here and they feed me flesh. And you see down on the floor skeletons of what appear to be dwarf-sized creatures, and sometimes other humanoid creatures down there as well. I eat people, for that is all they feed me.
How awful. Well, and she looks to her left and right at her friends. We are like you then, brought here by these two and kept essentially as prisoners. We can't make our way back. We may as well be chained in a basement somewhere. How awful.
Yes. Awful.
Why would they want to keep you here? Why would they bring you here only to see you held up in some underground hole?
I think they know that I am a special creature, and they have a weapon they've tested on me many times, many different weapons, but one in particular that they seem to like to inflict pain on me with. They're afraid of the same thing I'm afraid of, and perhaps they're preparing. For you see the Jabberwock, and you can see like a fear as it like hops away and kind of cowers. It's far fiercer than I or the other who's been captured.
What is a Jabberwock?
It is a creature of huge proportions, a creature who devours indiscriminately, a creature who would kill me if it found me, and kill you too. It is fear himself. He says all this with a kind of that gross gurgling cough that it has, and you can tell he's afraid. It goes back to picking at the bones and eating the flesh off the bones as
Finnegan turns around and starts to leave again. Well, that's it for us. Thank you very much. We don't want to deal with any of this or yourself. Goodbye.
Finnegan, please.
What?
don't you feel bad for this creature?
Well, I feel bad for us too, and we're trapped here.
This Jabberwock creature, is it a friend of Agar?
It is powerful like Agar in the way that it's powerful. It's no friend to anyone. It will devour us all, the Jabberwock.
It sounds awful. And how do you know about this Jabberwock? Are you from the same place? Were you taken together?
The Jabberwock is in the same way that Agar is here. It is in charge, and Algora, it's in charge of our world, and we all fear the Jabberwock.
If you don't mind, I'm sorry. I think my friends and I would like to have a chat.
Yes, we need to discuss a little bit about this. Excuse us. And Finn again tries to go back the way he came.
And it's weird, like the way that the animal just goes back to eating. Like it's like this weird like disconnect between like it wants to be let free, but it also is just like this like carrion eating type creature. So
Just because it has language doesn't mean it doesn't have these like primal instincts.
yeah,
as well.
it's like a weird mix. Yeah.
And the minute we're around the corner, Finn's like, we can't seriously be considering to let this monster out, can we, Jericho Wharton?
Listen, Finnegan, you are a learned man, and this is the closest we've come to learning anything about Algora and Agar. You have to see that this creature is important.
But the creature is eating human bones.
Because it was
Theodora.
given them, because that's all it has to eat, because it's starving.
But does it not stand to reason that it might just latch onto us the minute it's free?
Oh, goddamn voice.
You're doing great. We love you, James.
Yeah, have a
Thanks,
lozenge.
guys.
What if we took those poor orangutans and, I mean, I'd hate to just feed them to the jub bird there, but if we satiate his hunger that way, he would maybe kill us or... But also, it seems that the jub bird is not friends of Agar and opposes them. And if Agar and the other fear the Jabberwock, and they also fear this one, but they also are testing. I feel like there's something here to connect the dots, and I'm not quite there.
Jericho?
The Jabberwock is important.
If this creature is to
feel
be
that.
believed,
Wait a minute. And can now Finn maybe realize that the poem they read has Jabberwock in it? Is there like an element I could piece those together?
Yeah, let's have you do a roll. I'm going to give you advantage because it just is in line with your character traits, right? Like your...
Sure. Wits, maybe?
Yeah, let's do that.
How about wits and lore?
You can't do both, but let's do...
I mean,
wits through lore. Yeah, that makes sense.
And, with advantage, you said? No successes, 1-1. I'm going to push it.
Okay.
do it.
Oh, yeah. 2 successes, 1-1.
You are able to read some of the words in the Jabberwock. Let's have you be able to actually discern some of the words here. Because he said the word Jabberwock and Jub bird, you're actually able to discern the second stanza of the poem. And I'll just put that in the chat for you.
Oh, cool.
You get enough of the language to actually figure out what it means there.
We read this already. This! And Finn pulls out his little, reading glass. For some reason he's got that. And he's like, beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch, beware the Jub bird, and shun the Frimuous Bandersnatch. Beware the Jub bird. He says it right here. And I, zoom in with my little lens. I don't know, friends. It says, beware the Jabberwock. If that's the important thing that this creature is telling us, and in the same stanza, this poem says, beware the Jub bird?
Put it this way, maybe before we make a decision about whether we should set it free, we could find this other creature that is said to be chained up down here and
Yes.
learn more.
That's true. And also this. And Finn leans back and says, "Say, if we let you out, will you eat us?"
No. Please let me out. And it holds his chain up again.
Well, it said it wouldn't eat us, so I'm inclined to believe it for no reason other than I kind of want to.
I do too. But
then again,
I want to set this terrible monster free.
Might kill us pretty quickly. I walk over and I say,
Damn the
"Are
consequences.
you sure you're not going to kill us? And can I roll insight on its answer?"
Yeah, absolutely. He looks at you and goes, "If you let me free, the Jub bird will be friends with you."
Promise. This is back. Nice.
Yeah,
this is back.
game
Nice.
is not
okay.
back. Hell yeah.
This is back. I got one success.
Back again.
Your insight is it doesn't have the capacity to lie.
Oh.
Oh.
All right. Well, guys, this doesn't have the capacity to lie, so...
Well, you just
Very-
like discern, like it's like an animal, right? Like an animal isn't likely to be.
Louis not gonna lie to you. You
Well-
know, he's just gonna bark at you, or he's not.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, it is what it is.
We
in a
should
way.
chain up Louis. I'm kidding, everyone.
Feed him human flesh.
All right, so Finn, overly confident, is like, "Wouldn't lie," and he bends down and he takes the chain off its foot.
Ooh.
All right, so I mean, the chain isn't just like round. So let's can somebody do like a lock pick or something to?
Sure.
to-
Well,
or
actually,
break
I'll use
whatever we're gonna do.
I'll use my ability. I'll reach
Okay.
into my bag of many things and I'll pull out a lock pick
Okay,
because I haven't used it today, and I'll be like, "Ha
cool. So you have this lock pick, and we'll use that as like an asset of a +2 to your rolls, and we'll do a dexterity roll of some sort. So a movement roll or a
So
anything else, like
agility,
agility movement.
sleight of hand.
That's even better.
Cool. I think I could figure this out. Click, 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 click. No. Stop using those dice. I'll push it. I didn't get any ones or any sixes. So let's
Right,
try
right.
again.
You got a 1 before, so I need to make sure we take something off your.
I did the first time, yeah.
That's perfect.
Oh, that's a 6. There we go. 1 6 and no ones. That was
Okay,
lucky.
so click. It opens up. The brass chains creak. They're kind of hard stiff. You pull it open.
Wharton, I need your help.
Bang! As soon as you
Yes,
open up,
all
the
right.
creature flies into the air. Thank you.
Finn turns around and then you just see it cut him in half.
Yeah.
As it flies out of the room, you can hear it talking to you. Like it says things as it's flying around the room and it's leaving the room. It says, "The Bandersnatch would not be so kind. Leave it be. Leave it be, friends. Maybe I will see you again." And it flies out of the room and hastily down the hallway you came and out of your view. In this,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Well, we unlocked him.
I'm so proud of us.
I was going to ask him before he left about the Bandersnatch, but it appears he readily provided us that information.
Do you want to like retcon that you asked him?
Oh
as you were
no!
going? Okay,
I
cool.
love that. I
All right.
love that little tidbit you gave us there. That was beautiful.
Creature was like, like a bat out of hell trying to get out of this place. It's
Yeah.
So
free.
fucking spooky with the like big mouth and the turning head.
Yeah, the whole description gave me a chill. It was wonderful.
I think Finn is going to walk over to its little pile and just sort through the bones a little bit. Is there
Ooh,
anything
smart.
particularly interesting within these
Yeah,
bodies?
let's do a search, see if we can find there.
Cool. What should I do? Wits, empathy, agility, strength.
I'd be wits.
Wits and a search? Scout?
Yeah, scout will work.
Excusez-moi.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 2 6s.
One of the humanoid forms you find there is not the same stature as a dwarf. It actually is, what would you assume to be a human. And on its form, in the torn clothes and everything, you find what appears to be a broken mask, similar to the other ones you have.
Oh, interesting.
So
I take
maybe
it.
one of the apes?
Yeah.
Or
No,
something?
no, definitely human size, but the
Okay.
mask, not a helmet like the apes, a mask. So you guys got 2 masks from, I believe it was I'll go back a couple episodes,
Oh,
That's right.
for crossing
Yeah.
the poppy field.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yes. Perfect. Hey, look, guys, I found another mask.
Now it
It's
needs some
broken,
repair.
but
You need some craft
could
work,
fix it.
but you
Yeah,
definitely have
that's
the
what
materials now to do it.
Craft work.
Perfect. And I think I take the human skull too. I just kind of be like, this could come in handy in case we need to scare anything, or use it as bait, or use it as a distraction. And he'll just
Are you sure, Finnegan? That's awful.
like, it's not rare here that we could we
Is
could
this a
come across
recurring
bones
theme,
like
Harlan? You're just gonna
No,
collect
no,
skulls
no.
as every character?
In
This
every
is a
game.
this is a
Every
very
game.
different logic. Finn
Cool.
is thinking that if there ever needs to be a tough guy presentation of, hey, somebody we beat, look at this dead person, it could be used as an advantageous way to show our toughness and intimidation. So he's going to put it into the bag and let everyone know, obviously.
As much as these tunnels are not very welcoming, this space is actually not horrible, and you feel like it's a secure location.
Maybe we can rest?
Long rest?
Might be a good idea.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I have all of this
I have
XP,
so many points.
and I've not spent it on anything.
Yeah.
So basically, it's
How do you level?
multiples of 3 for every level in your abilities and skills. I got to double check for the I know for skills for sure, it's a multiple of 3. So basically, you are going to spend 3 experience points to get like a level 1 in a skill.
and then
And then
6 for level 2.
6 for level 2, and so on. Let me just go into leveling up real quick.
Yeah, let's talk about
Because
it.
I have like...
I've got
I have-
14.
I was just about to say, I have 14 as well.
Yeah.
And I've spent some already, too. So I think I just... Because I've been doing a lot of my prides. I must have
Yeah.
gotten more.
So you can't. I don't know if you have more because I think we've been awarded them at the beginning of each game, right?
Yeah, they've been accumulating.
Now
Harlan-
spells
No,
are
I
the
mean,
same-
I have more than her
Spells are
because...
more
You leveled
expensive.
something.
Yeah.
Spells are much more expensive, especially if you haven't seen anybody do the spell. You've seen a couple spells done, but without a teacher, they're very expensive. So let's take a look here.
Talia would like to know your location.
Journey's map, overhead, damage, the right one. Yeah, adventurers. You guys can look at it too. Try to look it up if you want.
Taking
I
a
can
look.
send it to you. Skills, talents,
Cool.
adventure, introduction. Yeah, because you guys definitely need to use some of those things because you've been saving them for a while.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I pulled a couple of different, I guess, their talents out that I could potentially be interested in, but it's like, throw a rock good.
Throw a rock good. Here
I
we
mean,
go.
and that's cool, but I
Experience.
would be more excited about learning more magic.
You can use your XP to improve your skills and talents
There we go.
during a long rest. To increase a skill by 1 step costs a number of XP equal to the skill level you want to attain multiplied by 5. For example, increase a skill from level 2 to 3 costs 15 XP. You can only increase the skill 1 step at a time. Learning a new skill costs 5. So skills are... Oh yeah, so they're expensive. Jesus.
Yeah.
Talents increased is... So talents are by 3.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, so if you want to increase from rank 1 to rank 2, it costs 6 XP. Learning a new talent costs 3 XP, but also requires a quarter day of practice.
We're just going
And
to say you've done
successful-
it. We're gonna
Yeah,
say
that's
you did it.
crazy. Yeah, you can change your pride too.
Now, anybody can learn magic, which is interesting. So it's not like
Really?
it's not class specific. Joel, with your pendant, however, I'm going to say everything's reduced by 1 point,
Okay, that's handy.
which is kind of a cool thing about that. Also, there might be something else that comes with it, but you're not going to know until later.
Cool. So if I want to increase one of my skills to level 2, it's going to cost 10.
Yeah,
Or if I want a new one, it'll be 5.
but you got like that's a pretty big increase, right? An extra D6 really increases your chances every time.
It's
I
true.
think. How many points does everyone have? Everyone should have at least 6.
I have
Because you get one
14.
for.
Yeah, I have 6. I spent mine on my last long rest.
Oh,
Did you?
nice.
Oh, good.
Oh, I haven't
Yes.
spent any.
I was reading and I'm like, oh yeah, we slept. Yeah.
Jericho, do you know how many you have? Have you logged them?
15, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you could hypothetically get a bunch of new talents or increase your talents. Does anyone want to spend any today?
Yes, I do, but I don't know what on.
I'm going to upgrade my Path of Many Things for 12 points to level 3.
Cool. So what do you get at that?
So previous, I could pull
Because it
a
wasn't
weapon.
overpowered to begin with.
I know.
That's super cool.
So I could grab anything from the trades of goods, but it couldn't be heavy, was one of my restrictions originally.
Right.
Then I could find a weapon. But now with rank 3, it can cost much more. I can add multiple willpower points to make it cost even more. Plus, the pulled item from my knapsack, I write it down on my character sheet, and I can't put it back on my knapsack again. If you lose your knapsack, you must get a new one. Well, that's stupid.
So that's important to keep in mind because it sounds like it actually keeps taking up your encumbrance.
Yeah, but most of the stuff I pull, I just throw away.
Yeah. I don't know if
Sounds
you're
like
allowed to do that, are you?
Well, what, I mean, what are they going to tell me? I can't leave a boat behind?
Well, the idea, no, I'm saying your backpack only has so many things in it.
Yeah, I mean, this. Oh no, well, it says
The
you
idea is
carry-
like you can pull out like, oh, I happen to have my sword. I happen to have a shield.
Well,
I happen to
so-
have a boat.
well,
But
here's
then
how
you
it's
can't be
written.
like, I continually happen to have.
Well, I'll read it. It says you carry a knapsack that contains a seemingly endless supply of stuff and knickknacks. The knapsack is a heavy item. See page 37, and then that's it. It just says you can pull them out. I think the idea is if I pulled out a club and then stored it again, I have to write down my character sheet, and I can't put it back in the knapsack. So I'd have to like hold it forever. But so far, everything I've pulled out is like one use. Like, here, have this fruit, or here, have this blah blah blah.
Right. Okay.
Doesn't really make it that much better, but might as
Yeah.
well.
Let's
up my
say if
rank
you
all the way.
pull something significant out, like you said, like a boat. I don't think you can pull a boat out necessarily
No,
from
I
a backpack, but something that's pretty game changer.
Yeah.
We'll say that has to take a slot. But if it's pretty expensive,
Sure.
like inexpensive, like you have been doing,
Yeah.
yeah, just let it go and say, yeah, we can do that.
Cool.
Some
What
cool
else is
talents
everybody
there.
else doing?
I'm having trouble because the only stuff that I'm finding about learning magic is that without a teacher, the cost in XP for increasing the rank in a magical talent is tripled. But it doesn't tell me about what the base cost is.
So which one was it?
Learning magic without
Yeah.
without a master to teach you, it costs triple XP what it normally would.
Yeah, and I remember seeing that learning magic was more expensive than
Yeah, but it
talents?
doesn't show you how much it costs.
Let me see here.
Because I'm rank 1 healing, so I have healing hands, I guess.
Gold Reddit. Here we go.
I can cast rank 1 spells from the healing discipline. So that's Cleanse Spirit, Healing Hands, and Nature's Cure.
Raising the profession talent without a teacher would be triple cost, and the talent gives you those extra spells at rank 1 or 2 or higher. Is learning magic without a teacher tripled the normal cost of a talent? So learning a new spell costs 9 XP instead of 3. So a magic talent costs triple, so 9 XP. So a spell would cost 9 XP, but it's exponential. So 1 to 2 would be 18 instead of 6. Does that make sense?
Yes. But I can learn rank 1 spells in a new discipline for
9 XP, it seems.
9 XP.
Yes.
Cool.
But I don't think you can learn more than 1 per long rest.
Okay. And it's 9 XP per spell or 9 XP for rank 1 in one kind of spell?
What's the difference?
Like, for me, because I'm a druid, with
Yep.
the Path of Healing, I can cast rank 1 spells from the healing discipline, which gives me 3 spells. Cleanse Spirit, Healing Hands, and Nature's Cure.
I'd
If
say
I spend 9 XP, do I get rank 1 spells in
I
like awareness, or do I get to pick one spell?
I think you get to pick 1 spell.
Okay. Cool.
What do you guys think? Do you think that seems it makes sense?
I think whatever's most beneficial, because honestly, I'm not crazy about the system. I don't. I nothing against you, because I think it presents itself as a cool, like, down to earth system. I don't like it.
I think there's also probably some fine print about learning in a new magic type. But let's just say sure. You can learn a new one.
Mechanically, my bag, which is as you mentioned aptly, is so OP. It's like essentially a magic item that I can pull shit out, and yet to cast magic is like punishing and stuff. You know what I mean? It's kind of it's a weird system. I'm
It's
really
a low
happy we
magic
tried it.
world, essentially.
It is. It's like it's very like
Yeah, but then to have a backpack that can pull anything out of it is ridiculous. Like that's like having a bag of holding with anything in it.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I think that the text is misleading for that backpack. I think the idea is like, oh, this guy seems to have everything in his backpack. It's not like a magic backpack. That
It's
you're
definitely
like,
not meant to be a magic backpack.
No.
But
Poorly Joe, go
but
for it. Take the
that's what
take
it's
the 3
written,
spells because even if you have those spells, you're gonna every time you cast,
gonna
there's
be a
that big
challenge.
risk to cast.
Cool. And I think I'm just going to go laterally into shape shifting, which
Blood
is also
magic.
a druid. Essentially, the other thing I could have taken instead of Path of Healing is shape shifting. So, like, talk to animals, talk to a cat, talk to a hawk, basically.
Nice.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to chat with animals.
Jericho, are you gonna get any talents?
Yeah, I've upgraded a couple of my talents.
Okay.
I did Axe Fighter to R2, which allows me to cause a slashing critical injury every time I attack with I hit with my axe. And then I also did Fearless rank 2, which allows me to pull from my empathy as armor against fear, as opposed to just my wits.
Oh, that's neat.
That is really cool.
Okay, so you're all sitting around kind of, are you taking turns resting type thing? Or you guys are all like polishing your axes and you're practicing swinging these, weapons that
I
you're not used to
pull out my
swinging and-
tent. I set up my tent for everyone, and we can share it. I mean, I could pull out another tent realistically because
I pull out 8 tents.
Well, you can only do that once per long rest, right?
No. So let me read because this is interesting. I'm going to read exactly what it is. It's one of my talents. The path of many things. You carry a knapsack that contains a seemingly endless supply of stuff and knickknacks. The knapsack is a heavy item. Rank 1, which is what I start with. When you spend a willpower point, you can find almost any item from the list of trade goods. It cannot be a heavy item and cannot cost more than a piece of silver. That was rank 1. Then I upgraded it as per rank 1, but you can also find a weapon in your knapsack. And now I have rank 2, or rank 3, as per rank 2, but the item can cost up to 1 piece of gold per willpower point spent. And
Keep in mind, you
points.
have to spell 3 willpower points in order to do the 3rd level of it.
Yeah, but I have 5 right now. So
Right,
I
so you
spend
can
all
do
5
3
and
and then get 2 things.
or like that's what. But that's it.
Yeah.
That's the limitations.
Yeah,
That's
it's all
it.
the willpower points as limitations.
Anything I want. You know what I mean? It is like a bag of holding.
Yeah.
And I earned 2 more willpower points today alone because I pushed my 2 rules twice already. So,
So
it's just,
maybe that's part of maybe we're actually going to get more into the system a little bit more that maybe you're supposed to be taking bigger risks with these pushing the rolls more often, getting more willpower points, having a lot more drawback, and then having this economy that you're constantly spending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
I agree.
Maybe we're just not there yet with the system.
I think I'm being a little bit too. I'm holding the cards close to my chest. Like if I
Right.
don't succeed on a roll, I don't want to push it because I'm worried about being punished.
It's
But then I
very
don't get
punishing.
any reward for that.
Yeah.
in any case, I have my tent set up, and I think
I
I'm
have
just
venison.
sitting out front of it,
Ooh.
eating your venison.
Yeah, I'm
Just
gonna
eating it.
carve because you gave me some venison early
From your
on
hunting.
in the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
from the hunting. So I'm gonna share what I have left in my knapsack
Camping
of
in
the
a
venison.
spooky
I'm gonna
dungeon.
take venison off of my list, and we're all gonna have a venison snack.
I could
And,
totally go for a venison snack.
And somehow Finnegan managed to smuggle in his pack some of the extra mead that 32 had when he was sharing it with you up at the top.
I
And you're
sure
all
did.
sitting around drinking a little bit, enjoying yourselves, having a little bit of a reprieve from this horribly stressful little bit of time you spent together. And
Trying
you're-
not to look at the human bones in the corner.
Yeah.
or
I
looking
mean,
at them and questioning.
you
I
cover
wonder
them
why. I wonder why. So obviously this Agara or Gora, whatever her name is, kidnapped this thing and locked it down here and then fed it human meat. Why? Why keep it fed? If you want to lock something away, why bother
Well,
keeping it alive?
Because
Didn't
sorry,
I'm sorry,
Warren, go ahead.
Theodore. Oh, shucks. Well, it did mention that they were testing weapons on it. If it is from the same plane as the Jabberwock, and they are trying to kill the Jabberwock. This is probably the closest they can get to testing such devices on a live subject.
Now,
Keep
and
it
I
alive
have
for torture.
absolutely the exact same thought as you, Wharton. Do you think this is the Valpor steel that we were taught about from number 32?
Well,
And I pronounced it wrong because it wasn't a Vorpal.
No, we're calling it Valpor now.
Thank you, appreciate it.
well, the question then comes, if fair enough, and I point taken, Warden and Theodora, but then does that mean that nothing has been able to injure this creature, and thus nothing would hurt the Jabberwock?
It had like scars and stuff, right?
Yes, but only scars. Nothing killed it.
Yes, but perhaps they're not trying to kill it. If you are looking for a way to injure something, you're not just going to stop at the first thing that works. If so many things don't, there has to be, at least 2 things that hurt something.
And then does that mean that potentially Algora and Agar are trying to find a weapon that can kill the Jabberwock? Maybe we can align ourselves with this creature and be rid of them once and for all.
I don't know about that. Yes,
They made it very clear that the Jabberwock was something that we should not be tangled with.
They said it consumed without question or direction. It just sounds like an overall bad thing that these bad people want to stop, but those people are still bad.
All I'm saying is the enemy of my enemy.
Is another enemy, you're right. What about you, Jericho? What do you think?
Triple enemy.
Triple enemy.
Curious. Jericho is just kind of muttering to himself, just looking off into the fire. I'm picturing we made a little fire.
Absolutely.
And that poem that you recited. Beware
Yes,
the
but-
Jabberwock. Beware the Jub bird. Shun, rather, the frumious Bandersnatch.
Yes.
So, we did take heed of the Jub bird, and we were cautious around it, and it worked out fine. Perhaps meeting this Jabberwock, it does sound dangerous. But
An
perhaps we
educated
could get
guess.
more information about the Bandersnatch.
Well, my educated guess will be, as our friend mentioned before he flew away, that there was another down here. My guess is that is the Bandersnatch. And we need to be extra careful around that one, because if we are to shun it, not only as the poem tells us, but also as the Jub bird tells us, that means it could be awfully dangerous.
What do you suppose frumious means, Finnegan?
Ah, well, frumious is a word. It means to frume. See, back where I come from, one would frume and they would... and he goes on this long tirade, which means nothing and ultimately tires
Theodora
everybody.
curls it up and falls asleep.
And it's so clear that
drifts
to
away
anybody...
in his mind with
Yeah.
eating the venison, and he's dreaming of home and cooking and back in the tavern.
And it's so clear that it comes across as... Finnegan is very insecure about his intelligence, and he doesn't want to admit that he's wrong. So he's like clearly just
Or
making
that he doesn't
it up.
know, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know, but he's like looking, making sure everyone sort of drifts away before he just kind of concludes. Yes. And that's what frumious is, anyway.
I want to learn more about what Wharton is
I
dreaming
was going
about.
to say, as
That
Warren
sounded
is...
really
yeah,
nice.
Exactly, as Warren is dozes off, Warren, you start dreaming, and your mind goes back where? Where does it take you?
It goes back home to my town, and it goes back to my parents' tavern, where
Rival tavern.
rival tavern. Yeah, it goes back to the tavern that they ran when they retired from adventuring and started pumping out babies. And just
Warren
having-
and Theodora's parents are the same. They just like have 2 families that are like...
Yeah, we're secret siblings.
Sisters.
Anyways, so back to the tavern.
Back to the tavern, yeah. And he was thinking about this venison and how when he was growing up, all of his older siblings would, come of age and go out into the world and adventure as their parents always wanted them to. And Wharton just liked the tavern. He liked how safe it was. He liked how warm it was. He's dreaming of the warm cooking fires in the back and all of the friendly people of the town, and thinking about how he was so reluctant to leave, not being until where he is now, like in his late 20s, early 30s, a good 10 years after all of his other siblings had left home.
Yeah, and you remember, I guess, stories of like your siblings coming home and talking about all these achievements they had done on their own, and you were still there at the inn every time. You know, your very oldest sibling comes back and has all these tales to tell, and then the next oldest comes back, and they're all sharing these stories as you're still, you know, sweeping at the inn.
Yeah.
And they all do. What was it that made you finally leave?
Wharton has gotten to an age where he very much feels responsible for everything that's going on at the tavern. His parents have gotten on in their years, and they had always pushed him to go out and adventure. And it's always been something he wanted to do, I think, but he never felt like he had the time to do it because he had to take care of the tavern. And so as his parents are getting old, it's a little bit of him like, okay, you know, mom and dad aren't getting any younger and I'm not getting any younger, and I've already wasted so much time by not going. If I don't do it now, I'm never going to be able to.
Your brothers and sisters would often come back, and you could see a little bit of shame maybe in their eyes looking at you, kind of like, you know, maybe they didn't think that you had it in you,
Yeah.
right? And what were your siblings like? Do you have a sister, brother? How many do you have?
I wrote this down somewhere. I have multiple siblings. I think I have 5 or 6. Wharton's the youngest, and as they would all start to come back, yeah, they definitely kind of like looked down on him. But I think part of it too is Wharton was scared of them, not like what they went out and what they saw, but what they went out and what they did, like as adventurers, and the things that they had to do and what made them successful. And Wharton kind of felt that as like not something he wanted to do, not something he wanted to see himself proven to be able to do.
You find yourself, your dream, it starts to shift a little bit, and you find yourself in the woods that you were walking through, but it's dark, and the moon is out, and there's the mist all around you, and it has a red tinge to it. And as you're walking with your companions, you notice they're not looking at you. They're kind of diverting their gaze. And there in front of you is Algora, or Agra, sorry. Who you saw with that decaying face, and Agra runs right at you. How do you react?
I defend myself. I pull out my shield. I try and get in front of my companions.
And you wake up, and everyone's looking at you because you were kind of tossing and turning in your sleep.
Is everything all right, Wharton? You were
Like how a dog like runs.
I love that. I think
Chasing
I wake
rabbits.
up and I instinctively just like, I have my shield, like I grab it and then I just like throw it like I'm trying to like deflect a blow, right? I'm trying to parry, and I just smash it against the wall.
Whoa.
Oh, Warden, it's all right. You're fine. You're among friends.
Yes, sorry about that. I was
Here, sit down. Sit down.
yeah. Sorry, friends. It was
Sit down.
quite the-
Stand up. Now sit down.
all right. Touch
Yeah,
my
yeah.
toes and-
Now, cha-cha, real slow.
all right.
Get up
here we
from
go.
your seat and sit again.
Turn it back now, y'all.
What were you dreaming about, friend? You seem to be in an awful tizzy.
Yes,
I can tell us.
I
I'll
was
get
back
them all for
home. And,
myself.
Tell us!
okay, yes, I will. I was,
Hurry up!
Back home. and
He uses his talent on you. You trust him.
I trust him implicitly.
I use
We were-
commanding presence on the battlefield.
we were all
You're afraid of me.
walking in the field, and I saw Aga come at us. I jumped in front, and it was all. I don't know quite exactly.
Did she do anything to you? Did she touch you or push you or hurt you in any way?
physically, no, but the whole thing seemed quite unsettling.
Finnegan gets very serious and he walks over and he like does that doctorly thing where he like opens one of your eyes and like he holds the lantern and like looks and he's just like, look, there's a lot of things that I don't quite understand in this world. Obviously magics that seem to change the way people perceive certain things. I don't think it's beyond the realm of possibility to think that this wasn't an actual manifestation of her appearing in your mind. I think it's important that we all remember that for better or for worse, this person is an enemy to the peoples of this land, and that if we seek to stand against them, they may be looking for ways to infiltrate our little group. We should all be very much on guard. And again, Finn just sort of like, grabs Wharton's hand a little bit to feel if it's like clammy or hot, from the sun. Was he transported or was he merely taken aback? And it doesn't have to be mechanical, if any, just more like role-playing than anything else.
James, do you think Wharton was experiencing fear, or what did he feel in that moment?
I don't think he was experiencing fear in that moment. I think for him...
Rage?
No, I think in that moment he felt very comfortable.
So like maybe, yeah.
It's a sexy dream.
Was it surprising to you?
Protective?
No, I think, protective. I think he felt a lot of pride, wanting to put himself in the way between the enemy and his friends.
Like an opportunity presented itself finally.
Yes, and he took it. Like, it's a little bit of, there was a little bit of fear because like there's a lot of emotion entangled in that, and it's like when you're falling right in a dream and you have that kind of rush when you wake up. It was a lot like that, but for him the moment of falling was not being able to face it. Agar was coming head on and he was there, and then it was over, and it's that rush that kind of pulled him out.
Okay,
very well. Nonetheless, I think we should get up and continue. That was a good rest. And Finnegan kicks out the fire a little bit and starts packing up the tent. If this is a Bandersnatch, is there a way we should approach it to be safe, Jericho?
Well, you have my axe, but that's about it. We've got these physical weapons, but if these beasts are down here for experimentation on how to destroy it, they haven't found anything yet, I really don't know that we stand much of a chance.
Best thing we can do is, if it's dangerous, leave it locked up. Leave it well enough alone.
Is there anything that we should do to protect ourselves in case this creature has otherworldly machinations? Obviously, this Jubja bird was something that physically could have hurt us, but look, we've encountered creatures thus far that could put us to sleep and speak to our minds and perhaps even encounter our dreams. I'm starting to think that these creatures down here are locked up not just for their super strength and ability to withstand weapons, but perhaps other more nefarious ways. Should we walk in with our eyes closed? Or am I being overly cautious? Let's go. And he rolls up the tent and puts it in the bag and starts walking down the hall.
Perhaps we'll get more information.
As you walk down the hall, again, you had gone to the west, so now the logical place is to go east now. And as you walk down the hall...
Oh. Yes,
yep, logical. As you go east, you come to, again, a turn. There's two directions to go. One, and there's a door much more robust than the door you just were coming through. But again, a big sliding bolt on the door. And it continues down the other direction.
Well, Theodora, and I gesture vaguely at the door. This is an animal, and you are the one who seems to have the best handle of them.
She approaches the door and puts her ear up against it to hear if there are any growling sounds similar to the ones that drew us to the Jub bird at first.
You need to have 2 successes in this roll in order
All
to be
right.
successful. So go ahead.
So I'm going to roll a
Scout again.
Scouting.
Yep.
All right. One success.
You can push it if you want.
I'm gonna push it. What did we learn?
There you
I
go.
gotta push. Does the success carry over?
Yeah, so you got 1 success, it stays.
Okay.
And same with any fails.
Then I
you only roll the remainder.
That makes sense. No. Got 2 5s and a 2, and then my initial 6.
So you take 1 bane automatically.
Yep.
No, you don't get anything. It sounds like just silence.
Okay. She looks back at her friends and just shakes her head.
Hello, darkness,
My old friend.
Well, the way continues. Perhaps we should abide by the poem and shun whatever's in there.
Well, did the Jub bird not say that we should also speak to this person, just be wary? Or should we just completely avoid
The
them?
bird said the Bandersnatch would not be as kind.
Yes, but doesn't
So
mean...
if we are to set it free, that it would probably attack us.
Yes, we definitely don't want to set it free.
So open the door.
I knock on... No, I reach over Theodore and I knock on the door.
James.
You hear a low growl coming from the inside.
Hello?
All right.
And
All
I
right.
step back and I gesture for Wharton.
Theodora looks around at her friends. Courage now. We've come this far.
Excuse me. Is there somebody over there? Other side? Hello?
Again, the sound is just this like lion-like growling coming from the other side.
Is this door similar? Does it have a latch as well?
As
Yes.
you are,
Okay.
talking, you hear movement on the other side. The
there
ground
a
shakes a
clank
little
of
bit. You can
chains?
feel a pretty substantial movement coming from the other side. That's a rock, and you hear the chains kind of dragging on the floor from behind the door.
Okay. Orton will eye everybody else in a cautious look, and then he's gonna go ahead. He's gonna unlatch the door and open it slowly.
You don't want to listen in case Wharton hears a who?
Good one.
Thanks,
As
guys.
you open the door, Wharton, the first thing that you see are these red, piercing eyes that come from the darkness. It is a fearful thing to look upon, this creature. And in that gaze, you feel your muscles tense and the adrenaline pump immediately through your veins. You are challenged to not be frozen in your place. This creature stands a head taller than you and Jericho. On its hind legs, it could easily be 12, 15 feet tall. It is long-limbed, a creature who's clearly made for speed. These long finger-like claws come out from each leg. Cat-like in its form, powerful but lean. It stands tall with a similar mouth and maw to that of the Jub bird, but much more imposing and menacing as it stares into your eyes. Wharton, I need you to do a roll to see if you're able to withstand this stare alone.
I would love to. What am I rolling?
For you, it's going to be a empathy roll.
Empathy? Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, you're right, because it would be against the manipulation. Do an
Great.
insight. Let's see if we can do that.
Insight. All right. My lowest ability. Here we go.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. It's a wash.
A 6 and 1?
No, a 4 and a 5.
A
Okay.
nothing.
A nothing.
Can I push that?
Yeah, absolutely.
One success.
At first, you are unable to move. What is it that makes it so that you are able to overcome this immense fear that overwhelms your body?
Ooh, that's a great question. So Wharton's standing there, and he's and he's sitting there, and he's kind of stammering a little bit, and he thinks back to that dream where he sees Agar, right, kind of decaying and coming at him, and he remembers just stepping up in front of everybody else and like
that feeling.
waiting to brace against the hit, and he never got his chance to brace it. And he's standing here now in front of everybody, and he realizes this is another one of those chances.
Yes, excuse me. There, I take it you are the Bandersnatch?
As soon as you start talking, there's like a shake in the body, almost like a posturing, and it starts to pace around, almost like angry, writhing, almost like you're able to talk to this thing, and it's startled by this. It's not used to being addressed. I am the Bandersnatch. Who are you that you think you can speak to me?
I'm Wharton Hammer Leonard, pleased to make your acquaintance. Tell me, why is it that do you not want me to talk to you? I'm sorry, am I being rude?
Tell me, and as soon as you say tell me, the creature lunges at you, chains stop it, and goes back to all fours, pacing. Tell me, you command me like you think you're better, that you can? You are nothing, a flea that I will squish. And it paces back and forth, enraged. Are any of you else in the room?
Yeah. Theodora steps forward and she says, "How dare you?"
Theodora, as soon as you see the creature, it looks at you again, eyes red, and you too feel this overwhelming fear contort your body. You're gonna have to roll to see if you can actually move in this situation.
Gladly.
What is it trying to do to her?
Nothing. It's just the sheer overwhelming gaze of this creature is so uncanny, unearthly. It's like
it's a terrifying presence.
Yeah, the creature's face is like human, but also deformed with this teeth and
is it trying? But it's not trying to manipulate us or anything, right?
Yeah, it is, and that's why we're going to do insight roll. So I'm not actually rolling anything for this one. I'm just going to have you try to see through it, see through this fear that it's
Insight
projecting.
is my best skill, one of them.
I'd also let you give you an advantage just because you have so much animal, this animalistic character.
I have my pride. Demons instinctively fear me. So
There it is.
should I use that now, or do I use that after I fail?
You know what?
Understand how pride works.
Let's have it do it after. Let's see if you can overcome his fear, and then we're gonna have him do the same thing against you.
Yeah, because I want him to be put in his place a little bit. I know this is like a big bad creature, but that's my one thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one success and no failures.
Okay, so again, the creature, a flash of anger across its face as it sees that you are not turning and fleeing. It feels like you've challenged it. I'm going to roll as well against this. So this is your talent.
My pride is demons instinctively fear me.
Okay, so let's see. Let's have you do a manipulation roll as well, but you get to use your pride die, which is a D12.
Okay. So I have 4 empathy, and then I add a D12?
Yeah.
Okie doke.
Now, sorry, you have any manipulation?
No, it's just empathy.
Let's do animal handling, because you have those.
Yeah, I've got 1 extra for that.
That makes sense, so add that in as well.
2 successes, 3 successes.
Wow.
And no failures.
It looks at you, and immediately its posture changes. Its tail kind of hangs down a little bit, and it backs away from the door. Who are you that you can speak to me like this? Looking back and forth between Wharton and Theodora.
And
Close the door and leave me.
This man opened the door and came in to speak to you, and you dare pierce us with such an angry gaze? How rude. How rude of you.
I could leave if I so choose, it says.
And look at the chains. How long have you been here?
You're a dirty, dirty little Bandersnatch.
Well, I
God.
mean,
Wax him on
I'm
the nose.
using my namesake a little bit. I feel like
Theodora?
she does
Yeah,
this
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit, right? It's like, come
Absolutely.
on now, right? And it's like, she's like, you say you could leave if you want, and yet here you are chained up in the dark, like a little pussycat.
The creature is writhing in anger, but it can't look at you anymore in the same way, Theodora. It's the confidence in its eyes is gone. You can do nothing for me.
I doubt that very much.
That's really well done. Sounds just like her.
Like who, guy? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't even know.
Jericho and Finn, are you in?
I'll come in. Why not?
Come on in, boys.
I'm hearing everybody with a little
Join
bit
the
of...
party.
Okay, insight rolls.
Ha-ha! I get to finally use one of my other talents that I've secretly had and leveled up once already.
Yay!
I have Incorruptible.
Wow.
When others try to affect you, you are immovable and mighty as an oak in the wind. So at rank 1, my insight roll is modified by +1 when someone attempts to manipulate you, which is why I asked. But at rank 2, which is what I have, you can add a d8 artifact die when you rolled when someone manipulates you. So I get to roll my manipulation or my insight, but also a d8, which is fun.
Okay. And D8 6, 7, 8 is a success, right?
Yeah.
Oh, did we heal our attributes when we rested?
Hi.
Does that
Yes,
happen?
I was reading
Great
about
question.
that.
You actually have to do
you-
a healing check, or if you're doing a wits roll, you have to do an empathy or performance.
didn't
If
do
you
this.
are critically injured.
Yeah.
If you are past critical, like once you get out of critically injured, a quarter
just-
day rest heals everything.
There you go.
I
So you guys are full.
see. Okay, good.
What'd you get?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. Look, you can see.
Yeah.
The creature is, first of all,
That
feeling
one.
chastised by Theodora.
He's having a bad day.
feeling
I feel
chastised,
bad for
guys.
this.
I was
just
just hanging
like-
out here.
Like completely not used. This is a like completely new situation for the Bandersnatch. Like,
He wasn't expecting people to come into his dark little prison cell.
right.
And look
and
at
be
you.
like-
You're so dirty. Do you even wash your face? It smells like shit in here.
and it does. There's a
Clean up your
reeking air.
stuff. God damn it.
You notice above this space there is a grate as you're able to look around, not fearful, Finn. And you notice looking up that it's open. There's actually a fair bit of evening starlight coming in. It's evening time, we'll say. You guys didn't know because you're in the middle of a deep hole when you were resting. You just felt like it was time to go. But there's starlight up above, and you can see a grate above. So he, unlike the Jubjub bird, has a view of the outside. It's pacing and diverting its look from Theodora and occasionally growling at Wharton and Finn, but not intimidating. Jericho, what did you roll?
So I haven't rolled yet. So I have fearless, which
Oh my
gives
god,
me-
do you all have an advantage? Wharton did it like the old
I had
school way.
two
Story
dice.
way.
Yeah.
So I can use insight as armor against fear, but I think the armor is like if he was rolling against me,
Right.
I would be able to.
If you're literally taking
back.
points of fear, this is more to cause like paralysis, which is different.
Ah, I see. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, there's a fear effect that we can actually play into it, but I'm just actually having you freeze and be
Right,
inactive in front of this creature.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try. I might fail.
Do it, Justin.
I got a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
The creature sits down and looks away from Theodore with its back to you guys. What is it you want?
We want information. Does this creature appear to have slash marks the same as the Jubjub bird?
Yeah. As you saw it pacing around, its forelegs seem to have scarred tissue across the forearms.
Scar tissue that I wish you saw.
And you did.
He's just poor. He's just hurt. He's not actually. He's a victim. You know.
There are powerful forces in this world that we are fighting against. I believe we have a common enemy.
You say so.
Diabetes.
Heart disease. Hi, I'm Joe Fallak.
Gingivitis.
In the arms of nature.
Hi, I'm
Oh,
Joe
we're-
Phallic.
We're here to talk to you about man's oldest enemy.
We've been having a lot of fun today.
Scurvy.
Have an
But
orange.
scurvy's no laughing matter.
How did that happen?
Theodora is like, listen, I know that you've been down here a long time, and you've had some terrible things done to you, and for that I'm sorry, but we want to learn more about your captors, and maybe in exchange we can set you free.
But not really.
But maybe. I'm looking up at the grate and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, no. If Finn sees you looking up at that grate, he's gonna give you the
You're gonna
"Don't
slap
do it,
me in
you
the face?"
crazy woman.
I'm just looking out the window.
Yeah.
So the creature sighs heavily and says, I can help you if you promise to let me go.
Sure.
What is it you need?
Tell me about your captors.
I've been here for countless ages. I was taken from my world. I was taken by Algora, a powerful archetype. Not unlike the one who rules our world, the Jabberwock, but more nefarious, more thoughtful, less rage-filled, more thinking when it comes to planning and decisive interactions. She came and took me and some others and has kept me here. And she tests things on me. Probably to prepare for the Jabberwock, another archetype.
So this creature is saying that it's an archetype?
No, the Jabberwock's an archetype.
The Jabberwock's an archetype. And we were also accused of the potential for becoming archetypes, were we not?
You were
That's really
by the
interesting.
Ravens.
The people
Yeah.
that were gonna burn
Yeah,
us.
yeah. It's just so strange that we would be considered potentially as like a precursor to the Jabberwock. You know what I mean? Like that's very cool and interesting to think that we might have some kind of power. Anyway, this is my own.
Do you remember? I don't know how much you remember from that recall from that conversation.
Tall
Archety-
man, raven, knows Rosalinda, archetype of the egregore.
Yeah, Agrigor.
Comes
So
into
Agrigor was
existence.
like when enough people think of something, it exists.
Yeah, like a
right?
tulpa.
Like a spirit or something. And that spirit started the archetypes, to try to create order and basically a leader that would one day rule with absolution. So the idea is picking people that would one day become the leader. So whether or not you become that or you just have the potential to.
And I think Finn turns to Theodora and it's like, what specifically do you think this thing can tell us?
I want to know if it has any insights on how to defeat Agra, or is it Agar or Agra?
There's Agar and Algora.
Okay.
Algora seems to be the one you haven't met yet. Agar you did meet, and it's the one that they're working together. One is in charge of the mine, and the other one, Algora, seems to be where they're shipping all the goods to.
Well, then why not just ask it? Do you want me to? Say, do you have any insights on how to defeat Algora or Algar?
That blue stone, the fearful one wears around her neck. Algora relies upon its energy, as does the Jabberwock. That's how they become as powerful as they are. They seem to thrive The Jabberwocky, as it defeated other archetypes in our world, absorbed what they had, their essence, and he became more powerful. Algora, Algar, or Agar, they too rely on their shard.
Right.
That was the shard we left behind.
Shard
back
of
in
crystal that cannot move.
We gotta go back.
Back to the past.
If you destroy that shard, then you will destroy their power. They will be, as we all are, some of us very dangerous. But they will not be connected to the aggregar anymore. No more given the gifts.
All right.
If we set you free, what will you do?
When you first came in this room, I would say I would have ripped your flesh from bone. But I can see now there could be revenge brought forth by your actions. It suits me to leave you be. And you can hear a waver in his voice, a note of fear. He plays as if he's confident, and that's the only reason. But he's intimidated by the fact that the four of you came into this space and did not freeze in fear at looking at him.
And where will you go?
I will find a way to survive, and I will live free from the Jabberwock and Agar and Algora, and perhaps one day I will hear news of what you've accomplished.
I like this guy. I want to save him too.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't have as good a feeling
the wild
about him.
dogs into the street.
Yeah, for real, eh?
We go back to the mines and they're like, ah!
Yeah, just being ripped apart by the Bandersnatch.
Where do they come from? They're like,
It was
"Oh,
Theodora.
For real, though.
You get like
Let me
this
ask you a
weird
question.
reputation.
What do you consume? If you were to be out in the world, what would you eat?
I'll eat anything that I can catch.
Yes, if it were a human walking along a lone road, would you snatch them up and eat them?
If I was hungry.
Yes. Theodore, we can't let this person go in good conscience. This is a, for better or for worse, chaotic, evil creature that will, even if it doesn't mean to do us harm, will certainly do harm for the people of this world.
But I like
Or I won't hurt them if you let me go.
Are you lying?
Maybe.
I thought so.
The other one didn't lie. This one.
Well, the other one also was beware, not shun. I'm
right.
sorry, but I think no deal.
No, you're probably right. We should pay attention to the poem we found in a treasure chest.
Not only that, he just told us that he would eat people, so we just have to listen to him, really.
It's just Chris's face. I want to set Chris free, and he
Thank you.
plays the monster.
We all want to set Chris free in one way or another. Chris is the kind of person that we all fall in love with in high school and say, we can change him. He can be ours.
He's so broody.
We can make him
The
understand.
truth is you can't. You just have to
But you
live with
can't.
that broody, grumpy teenage boy
So-
for the rest of
You
your
can't
life.
tame that wild beast of a man.
Theodora turns
like-
back to the other three, and she's like, "What do we do now? Do we just leave?"
I'll show you what we do. And Finn, lightly takes each of them and leads them out of the room and then shuts the door and slides the bolt and says, done! Let's go! We need to find the other vases that carry the water.
All right, yeah. No, you're right. We got to go help the ants,
They're not ants.
the non-ants.
The
TM.
Yeah. Perfect. I think we head the other direction.
As you walk, there's lots of spaces that have not been used. There's some old, rotted tables and things. We're going to go through all those. We're just going to flash forward. You explore the whole, ruins down here. You come across 3 what look to be pulleys on the wall in one space, and very robust pulleys, and you see on each of them that they're numbered 1, 2, and 3.
Pulleys, is there like a crank or a?
Oh, did you want me to screen share this?
Yeah, you got 3 levers that you come across on the wall. This is the first thing you see, and each of them have a symbol on it. There's a symbol of a heart, and numbered 1, 2, and 3. This is what you see as you
So,
walk.
sorry,
through.
there's a heart and a
On each
number
one. Yeah, it looks like a little etching of a heart. Like
Heart 1, Heart 2, Heart 3.
yeah, and each of these have 1, 2, and 3. The first one on the left has 1, 2 in the middle, and 3 on the other
Can I
side.
investigate for any sort of trap door, spike wall, dart, arrow, poison holes that might shoot out and
Pit.
kill us in other ways?
Covered
Yeah,
pit.
absolutely, you can.
Crushing block.
Nothing. You take your time and you look, and you can see that if you were to pull these, they would, the chain would move. You're certain of it, and it obviously is some sort of lever device. And it doesn't look like in your immediate facility it'll have any impact that you can see.
All right. And Finn reaches out and pulls number 3.
You hear a noise.
What?
You hear a noise,
And then
and you can see a glow coming from around your left-hand side there. Just a light shimmering that's reflecting off the smooth, wet stones.
I pull number 2.
You hear the same noise, but the light doesn't intensify.
All right. I think we should look around the corner,
I was
friends.
going to say, should we do a little bit more observation before we just...
As you come around the
Randomly
corner, you
pulls
see
them.
2 chests on the floor.
Traps. Look for traps. Traps.
There's no traps to be seen, but you notice one of them is locked and one isn't.
Ooh. What's further down the hall?
As you walk into this space, you see on the wall there some torches that are lit. And you notice that underneath each torch, there are 3 stone shelves. There are 3 number stones on the floor under these in a small pouch that you come across, all of which have the same heart marking. So underneath each of these torches, 2 of them are now, well, actually, no, we'll say one's lit, have the same heart marking on it and the stones.
Interesting.
I'm
All right,
so
we have a-
fucking pumped for a puzzle.
We have a puzzle here, friends.
James loves a good puzzle.
I love a good puzzle.
Why doesn't someone stay here and I'll go back out and see if I can't play with these? Why doesn't someone check the open chest?
I'm going to stand in the
Yes,
hallway
very well.
and observe my 3 friends solve the puzzle.
So
Why
you
don't you
leave,
check
you
the
leave
chest?
this space, Theodora,
No, I'm standing like... So there's the...
where the chests are.
And then there's the hallway where the
She's
chests
going
are.
to stand... I
I'm
know
going to
where
stand
she
right in
is,
the corner.
here.
No. Go back.
No? Oh,
No,
here.
other way. Right there.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to stand right in the... So I can see down the hallway and I can see in the room. And I
Are
just
you
wanna
through the
watch it.
threshold or under the threshold or before the threshold?
I'm right under the threshold where the spikes are going to come down.
As soon as you go under the threshold, spikes. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You hear a flash of water, and the torches that were lit are extinguished.
I see. I see.
Was that me? I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. See, this prevents us from checking which one are lit and which one are not. We need to use our wits about us. See, when you pass this threshold, and Finnegan sort of walks over and steps on the pressure plate, I would imagine.
It's actually not, but as soon as you walk through that threshold expecting that type of thing, again, water cascades
It's
down.
like
all
a
the torches.
produce department. Just
Yeah.
like hiss of water.
Keeps those torches fresh.
That's right.
Now, the interesting thing is when we entered the room, they didn't seem to go out, did they?
No, they didn't. It was only
So
upon someone going through that threshold did they get extinguished.
Threshold, that name, it seems
And-
just...
so interesting.
And you also heard a noise, almost like a mechanical when you went through
Right.
as well.
I've got an idea.
Can someone first check that box, the open chest?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah.
I opened the box.
As you open the box, you see inside what looks to be a reflective, mirror, as all mirrors are, and you see a mirror.
Finnegan,
You look at yourself; it's horrifying, Warren.
there's a beautiful man in this chest.
Really let yourself go.
Oh,
No, I found a mirror, friend.
brilliant.
Could we possibly set it up so that we can see what we are working with here?
Take a look. You can show the tail spire again, because I tried to position it so it should work for the puzzle. And yeah, you can see if that would help.
So putting the mirror, so you're sort of envisioning putting the mirror on this wall. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So if there was a way to angle it against that I guess column.
The pillar?
I don't think so. Would that be? If you put it...
So, like
How big is
putting
the
it
mirror?
where,
Yeah.
Like there.
like
Just
right,
like
like right here.
balance it at like a 45
the-
degree angle sort of dealio.
on an angle?
Yeah, like right there, pointing like that way.
Well,
and
is there
then
any
that
reason...
way.
Let's just try this first. Let's try a little bit of trial and error. Wharton, why don't you enter and stand in front of the torches?
All right.
And Wharton does just
This
that.
should all be off right now, correct?
Yeah. Here's
Okay.
something that happens when you watch Wharton walk there. As soon as he passes that threshold, you notice some writing around the doorknob, around the door. Some runes light up, and it looks as if he disappears.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, I guess only Wharton saw that. Oh no, I saw it on the pulleys. You mean?
Who's standing there looking towards the? I think that's
just
Justin's
standing there.
character.
This is Wharton.
Yeah. So as you
This is
watched Wharton,
Justin.
as Justin Jericho watches Wharton walk through, he disappears.
He's gone. I can't see him anymore.
Right. Well, he disappears entirely. Mm-hmm. Can you hear me, Wharton?
Wharton, you can hear
Can
him.
I?
Yes.
You can't hear Wharton's retort.
Ah, interesting.
Ooh.
So eventually, I think we figure that out. I think you come back, and I'm like, I couldn't hear you.
Okay.
But that's all right. And so we regroup, and I say, look, I'm going to pull them in order. I'm going to pull the first heart, the second heart, and the third heart indistinctly. I want you to remember what torches light up and such. Okay?
Well, hold on.
Okay,
a
very
second.
good.
Were there not symbols on the bases of the torches?
Yes, there were. There were hearts on the bases of the torches, hearts on the pulleys, and hearts on 3 stones. The stones were numbered 1, 2, 3 inside a bag. Underneath each torch, there appears to be a shelf, perfectly sized to fit a stone.
So we can label them basically. That's fine. So perfectly. Here's what I'm going to do, Wharton. I'm going to pull the first heart. And depending on which torch lights up, I want you to put the first heart stone underneath that one. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, of course.
We'll try that
yes.
first and foremost.
All right. Yes,
Perfect.
good.
And then I'm going to pull the second heart, and you place the second heart beneath the second torch that lights up, and so on and so forth. And we'll just see what happens. It'll be a bit of trial and error. And so when Wharton disappears, I pull the first one.
As you pull the first one, you notice that the third one lights up.
Okay.
What do you do?
I take the stone that has the 1 in the heart and I put it on the shelf underneath the third torch.
You see the plate shift down a little bit.
Okay.
And then I pull the second one.
You see that the torch number 1 lights up.
Okay. I'll do the second heart stone beneath the first torch.
It shifts down a bit.
And then I pull the third one.
Number 1 lights up.
Again?
Number 2.
Number 2. Thank you.
Oh.
Okay. I was
It gets brighter.
Double
okay.
lights.
And before Wharton puts the final stone on, he's gonna he's gonna do that. He's gonna go ahead and put the final stone on. I do it. I do the thing.
He said
As
a
Warren
little
puts
prayer
the
for
final
me.
stone on, again, the plates that are holding the stones shift down. Jericho, you see the chest that was still locked open up, and the glint of metal coming in from your vantage point. You hear Wharton from behind you, the shifting of stone, as 2 big sarcophaguses open up and 2 hands reach from inside, pulling their way out. And that's where we'll end it right now.
Spooky
Good
hands.
job. So we did solve that, right? Though that was the right sound.
Yeah. But
did
then
it.
there's also a guardian, of course.
Great job, Chris. That was a ton of fun.
Cool.
That was awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah,
this was
great.
Threshold Chapter 6. I believe we're back with Chapter 7 next week, unless anyone is off. I don't think so.
I think
right?
we're all good, right?
I think we're good,
Perfect.
yeah.
So we're back with Chapter 7 next week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you like the video, make sure you give it a like. Remember, new episodes of Dice Shame Dice Shame come out tomorrow. Oh, you do that tonight. Dimension Door is out now, as well as Malevolent. Check it all out, and make sure to check out all the awesome Invictus stuff that we do every week. That is it from us. Thank you so much. As my good friend Chris always likes to say,
We'll see you around the table.
we'll see you around the table, guys. Good night.